Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. Today, I like to share with you the basic of Wing Chun version 2. So, what is Wing Chun version 2? Wing Chun version 2 is the 1850 anti-Qing Red Boat Opera's Wing Chun mapped into today's sports science, medical science, and physics and science. That's what Wing Chun version 2 is. Now, what I'm going to share with you today is based on the Chinese historical writing. It's based on science. So it is not my opinion or which lineage opinion or which grandmaster saying. Those grandmaster saying, opinion, interpretation, those are off topic. We want to treat things as a formal class in the college. Because what we want to learn is technology, the art. So we need to be able to know the basic really clearly and proficient with it. And of course, this is not the Wing Chun today you see in the movie or everybody think about it. Or everybody's have their own 5 cents. Okay, so number one, what is Wing Chun 1850? Or the real anti-Qing Wing Chun is about? Well, the uniqueness of Wing Chun 1850 is sticking body short strike, meaning you get in this close, you fight this close. You have forearm in fighting, which is your leg is a weapon or one arm. Your body is the next arm. You have two arms here. So you are having forearm. Fighting this close with forearm, using all this forearm is the uniqueness or the signature of Wing Chun 1850 or the signature or uniqueness of Wing Chun version 2. Okay? So this is Wing Chun. This is what it is. You need to fight this close using the forearm. That is how it is. Now, in order to fight that close with the forearm, we must know the weapons of Wing Chun 1850. Now, the first weapon is the leg. You have the sweep leg, you have the kick, or you have another back sweep. So, you have the sweep, you have the kick, you have the back sweep. Okay? That is the first weapon. The second weapon is the knee. When you get in there, your knee is going to attack him. Okay? The third weapon is your butt. It's your butt. When you get this close, your butt is the weapon. The fourth weapon is the shoulder. When you get in, the shoulder is going to attack, slam him. And then you have your two arms. So again, you have your leg or your feet. You have your knee, which is the second weapon. The third is your butt here. You're butting him. This is the third. The fourth is the shoulder. And then you have two arms, of course, with your elbow and your fist strike and so forth. So this is the basic weapons you need if you want to play the forearm games at this sticking range. Okay? So, when we talk about the two-arm play, we need to know there are two types of arm mechanics there, or weapons there, which is suitable and not suitable to use. So, we can draw a line from our solar plexus and from our navel. One line solar plexus, one line in navel. The arm on with the palm pointing to the ground is suitable for attack or counter where it is on or above your solar plexus line. For example, okay, so this is all above your solar plexus. You use the arm, which is the palm pointing to the earth, to the ground. Whatever under or at the line of your navel, you want to use the techniques where your palm pointing at the sky. For example, strike. Okay, so when you're lowering your body, this is the navel line. Is it this type of stuff? It is this type of stuff. It is this type of stuff. It is this type of stuff. So whenever you're lowering your body, you want to use this if it is the attack or counter for your navel line or under it. On the solar plexus line, you want to use the palm pointing to the ground. If you mistake there, using pointing, the palm pointing at the ground, at this level, you will get locked up because that is not optimal for your body. Okay? This is human body mechanics. This one, you will not have a lot of change. If your arm is this way, pointing at the sky, you have a lot of change. It's like when you want to lift weight. Okay, you're lifting weight this way versus this way. You see, this is clumsy. If you lifting this way, that is how you can manual. You can struggle with your opponent. You can keep him going down. Okay, so with the weapons and with this palm pointing at the sky or palm pointing at the ground, with the navel line and the solar plexus line, we cover the basic of Wing Chun version 2 or Wing Chun 1850. Thus, Wing Chun is never like today's in the movie, or people think that Wing Chun is Tan Bong Fok. Everything is from Tan Bong Fok. No, it is absolutely not true. As what I just showed you. Okay? So the difference between today's Wing Chun, where it says the techniques is Tan Bong Fok and so forth, the three hand is the Wing Chun's mother hand. Those are today's Wing Chun. Those are not Wing Chun version 2. Wing Chun version 2's tools I just have already shared with you. Okay? Now, We need to know that when we face the opponent, in the range where I can punch him, I can kick him, he can punch me, he can kick me, or can throw me, those are called the fighting zone or dangerous zone, the fighting zone. Outside of the zone or the range where I can punch him, he can punch me, he can kick me, those kind of things where we both cannot touch each other, that is the neutral zone. Now, in Wing Chun, the ready stance is this, is this, is this. Okay, both hand is like this. The reason for that is this arm, you need to put it close to your body so then you can move, you can change, you can vary a lot. You don't want to put your arm out there, because when you stick your arm out there, it, number one, it makes your change really difficult. The second, you open up to become the handle of your opponent. Your opponent will love to grab your hand or doing certain something to trick you and so forth. So the ready stance of Wing Chun version 2 is this. Okay? This way. So never it is the movie Wing Chun, put a man sao or whatever hand up here and then keeping going move. No, you put your hand here so you can move around. That is the idea. And always remember, arm, whatever out there, must continues to attack. If the arm is not continuous to attack, pull it back. Because you don't want to get your own arm to jam yourself, and you give your own arm to your opponent to handle you. Okay? So that you need to know. So, be it in the fighting zone or the neutral zone, hand must be up like this. So when your hand is up like this, you attack on the solar plexus line or above, you go straight in from here. For the attack or counter for the navel line, from here, you drop down right away. Okay? So there are no such thing as immobile or unmovable elbow. You don't. You keep it as close as possible. When you go in here, which is happen, you don't want to have the unmovable elbow there, so that people can duck under you and this entire thing is open and you don't have tools for it. So you want to be like that. Strike from here, strike from here. Okay, those are basic. Okay, so that's why it is this. Now, when we talk about fighting, we need to know a term called open the door. In Cantonese, it's called hoi mun. So what is the open the door mean? Open the door meaning is like we open a door, we enter into a room. Open the door in today's term is that is where we confront our opponent. Okay? So we need to know various ways of open the door. Now I'm going to share with you the basic of open the door. Okay? The first thing, open the door, the first is he strike you. Okay? You slips in, you get in. Okay? So I look at you face to face square. When you do an attack or I want to attack, I slips in and then continue on. That's called slips in. Okay? It is never square body like this. No. The idea is you do not resist, you do not block the opponent, you slips in. When he attack you, you attack him. So this is in the dangerous zone, a fighting zone. When he attack you, you attack him. You want to maximize the momentum using his momentum. So of course, you slips in and then you get into that forearm fighting zone. That is called slips in. Straight slips in. Okay? Again, he's like this. I'm not doing this. I slips in. I don't even bother to block him like today's. You have your tan sao, your fuk sao, whatever, move around. No, you just slips in. Okay? The second is you dodge in. So this is his two hand, this is his body. When he strike me like that way, I slips in, I get in. So I dodge in, strike, and then I strike in. Okay? So from here, he attacked me. I dodge him, I get in already. Okay? That is the idea. So this is the second door. Okay? The first door is slips in. The second door is, this is the front of his body. You dodge in, you get in. Okay? The third is, this is behind him. Same, you dodge in, you get him. This is from behind. Okay? So you have a slips in, dodge in from the middle of his body, dodge in from the back of his body. 3. When you stand here, you have 3. Okay? And then you have another, which is the duck under in. Get in, duck under. Okay? Or you can duck under in. Okay? So, you have this 4 basic door opening, or the confrontation point we choose. I want to choose to confront the enemy with the slips in, face to face, but I'm slip in, I'm not crushing, dodging in to his frontal of his body, dodging in to his back of his body, or duck in. Okay? Duck under in. We have this basic 4 door opening. So I show you just now one side. From my leg, my head, my arm is using the right lead arm, right? Slips in, dodge in, or from here, turn, dodge in, or under duck under, in, okay? 4. Slips, dodge in, duck under, in. So if people attack you on this, you know you need to have the duck under type of training. Of course, duck under, you have to need this type of training. Hand, palm, sky. Okay? So this is the basic. Only after one know this basic, fluent with it, like this, dodge in, crush, you see? I can elbow in, right away I can throw. Only after we proficient with this is opening the door. These 4 ways of opening the door, have the training of the physical and have the proper mechanics. We have the basic of Wing Chun version 2 or Wing Chun 1850. Okay? So this is not what 99.999% of Wing Chun way which is present today. This is how in 1850 those anti-Qing trained to fighting their enemy. Okay? So you can have the dodge in, go back. You can have the get away, duck under, going in, all kind of stuff. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you. Now, this is what you need if you want to do sparring. Today I already covered for you the basic. Okay? But then you need to condition your body. Your body need to be able to get into deep rest or get into the recovery. Why do you need to get into the deep rest? Say before you have a fight, you want to put your body in deep rest. After you have a fight, you want to put your body into the deep rest or recovery. That is the purpose of it. That is how the body condition need to be done. The second is you need to have that fitness training to keep you healthy. Or in today's words, aerobic endurance. That is the second type of training. The aerobic endurance is what supports you to get into the fighting training or the strengthened training. In the strengthened training, we talk about just now the fighting range and the neutral range. In neutral range, you actually breathing and running your body according to your natural of your body needs. But whenever it gets into the fighting range, then it is about performance. It is no longer following your natural of your body, which is really strenuous and it can be damaging. But a fighting, you need to have that. Because in the fighting range, you will exchange blow, you will have to prepare for how many attacks you can do, or how many blow or exchange you can have. Well, so you need to have the deep rest or recovery training, the fitness training, and the strengthening or the fighting training. Or else, there's no way you can fight. Those who is good in the fighting training, they can time themselves, get out to the neutral zone, and then commit charging into the fighting zone. They can time and they set their, in today's term, heart rate, how intense they want to do it, how high the intensity, and then they can move away or dropping the intensity. That is the real martial arts. So there's no such thing as today. Internal, Wing Chun is only have 3 hands. Structure, no. That is what created since 1870 and believed until today. Those are really partial stuff. Whatever the reality is, the truth is, today I have already shared with you. You better have this in the real combat. Only you train this way. You train the same with how you fight. You fight how you train. You don't train something, your structure, your mind power, your tan bong fu, and then when you go fight like a Western boxing, you fight like a BJJ. Those are not Wing Chun. If you learn BJJ, then you call it BJJ. If you learn Western boxing, then call it Western boxing. Those are not Wing Chun. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you. And all this to the detailed stuff is whatever I share with you is the basic. The detailed stuff is in my book, Decoding Wing Chun and Restricting Wing Chun. Those are the details. But if you don't know this, what I share with you today, you might not be able to comprehend what exactly I'm present in my books, the Decoding Wing Chun and Restricting Wing Chun. Okay? And this is, I like to start a new paradigm. And you notice that I'm using the dummy, which using it in MMA training and BJJ training. Those are the dummy we want to use, not today's dummy like in the movie. What is the point to train something, hand techniques, this hand techniques, that? Where in the reality, it never be like that. You see, my entire presentations until now, there is no such thing as this technique versus that technique, this bong sao, this tan sao, this fak sao. Who cares? Can you handle the open door, the door opening? Can you handle the dodge, the slips, the under duck, or the duck under? Can you handle the under navel line or above the solar plexus line? Can you handle when all this weapon is aligned, simultaneously banging at the opponent? So, as we all know, when we study martial art, we need to be honest, as Bodhidharma say. Don't cheat yourself, don't cheat others, don't let other people cheat at us. And also we need to be public-minded. It's not everything is about fame and money. People has to have care for others. People have to have concern on others, not feeding garbage or selling snake oil. That's why I call it Wing Chun version 2. Whatever over is over. I don't blame. But it better start this way today. Or else technically you never be able to par with other martial art systems.